Hey guys, I played a bunch. We're 3 days into the nerfs. Nerfs happened Friday. Today's Sunday, and I played a ton of Enhancement Shaman today. I was playing some Zoo. Zoo felt really good. Played some Guardian Druid. Guardian Druid felt all right. Played some. Just was playing a lot of different things, kind of getting the feel for the meta, and I'm really liking Enhancement Shaman. For one, the meta for warriors, it's really bad. Its biggest weakness is Enrage or Control Warrior, but less people are playing that, and I'm seeing more and more people are playing Bomb Warrior. And this actually does really well against Bomb Warrior because Bomb Warrior, one, we win the face race usually, and two, they don't have like the insane armor game that Enrage Warrior does because it doesn't run risky skippers. So Enhancement Shaman, if you haven't played before, it's enhancement I believe comes from a WoW where it's like Wind Fury. It's a thing about hitting in the face, or it's something to do with Wind Fury from WoW. I should be more knowledgeable about this, but I'm not. I don't play WoW, but that's kind of where the concept comes from. And so because we run Inara Storm Crash and Doom Hammers, which both have Wind Fury. Inara Storm Crash, your hero has it immediately when she's on board. She's very, very strong. So I think if you've probably seen this deck, you think YOLO face. That's what it's about. I think that's what people, and it's not that simple. And if you're just always going face and always ignoring board, you're not going to do well with this deck. And you're going to be like, oh, skillless deck. I just got unlucky. There's actually a lot to this deck. And I think the number one, there's skill. So there's a few skills I want to talk about on how to play this deck well. The first skill is planning. You want to plan your turns because you have to have overload and you have to set things up. A lot of cards work together, so you need to be able to plan a multi-turn play, and that's like the most important skill. So, for example, sometimes you might have Sludge Slurper in hand, but you don't play it because you also have Cage Magic's Custodian in hand, and you don't want to be overloaded for the next turn. Sometimes you say, screw it, I'm going to play Sludge Slurper anyways. There's a lot of stuff like that. There's plays also you can do that you can intentionally overload yourself a ton, but it won't matter because you just got so much tempo. So a play I do in one game replay where I actually go like Diligent Note Taker, I go Lightning Bloom, get the Lightning Bloom back, play a second Diligent Note Taker, go Lightning Bloom again. I'm playing against a Zoo, and then I play and another Lightning Bloom all in my hand, and then I have a coin as well. And I go coin, and I play the Cumulo Maximus, and I kill their Flame. And that's like not what people think, but I'm in a spot where I actually thought playing for board is the spot where I'm gonna have so much board, and I'm overloaded for 8 there, or overloaded for 6. Sorry, I'm overloaded for 6. But guess what? Being over for the 6, I'm just gonna only because you don't carry that over, so I only have 3 mana the next turn because I did this on turn 2. So because of that, I only lose 3 mana, so it's a net positive. So there's stuff like that you can do. So planning makes things difficult because it's not. I think a lot of players, when I've seen this when I coach, will do the play. And I had a friend who I was on a chess team with, and he said he played chess this way, the same way he plays pool. He always would he'd do good shots, but he wouldn't think about the next shot. He'd just do the next shot. And that's why people play. They say, oh, this is a real good ball to hit in the pool bowl, but they don't think about setting up their next shot. And people do that a lot. You have to plan out your plays and think about, okay, like it's not just as simple as this turn is great, but I won't be able to use this card again. Another example might be if you're about to run out of Doomhammer hits. I have a game where I had 4 Doomhammer hits, and I could have hit in the face twice, but I had 2 Rockbiter weapons and a Storm Strike, and I wasn't going to be able to use them all in the next turn. So it was against a warrior, I believe, that had a ton of armor. So normally you'd hit with the weapon twice, but I saved the weapon hits because I needed to use it with the Rockbiter weapon. So that's an element of this deck of planning that's really important. That's like I think the first thing that you need to be working on this deck, planning. The second thing I think is a big skill of this deck is when to go face and when to trade. And people get this wrong really bad. And I think what you want to be thinking is, one, how long is this game going to go for? How likely am I going to win? And what is the minion doing that I'm trading off of? So there are a lot of reasons to trade. There are a lot of reasons to go face. So one of the things is general, early it's better to trade And it's also always it's better to trade with your spells and your weapons than with your minions. But earlier it's better to trade because if you don't kill off a minion, it's either going to trade into one of your minions or just do a lot of damage to your face. So it's better to get that off the table so you can have more turns to hit them in the face. Like if they don't kill you, there's an advantage if you play defensive in certain spots, but it gets you more turns. That gives you more turns to kill them. So some decks often like the way they win is killing you before you kill them, not playing defensive. So if you can stop them from killing you, it gives you more time to kill them. But I think one of the biggest things is this, what I use to decide is how fast do I expect to kill him? If it's turn 4, am I looking to kill him on turn 6? Am I looking to kill 7? Turn 7? Am I looking to kill 8? Turn 8? And how much is this damage important? So I will literally do calculations where I'll say, okay, I have these cards in hand. Maybe, and if they're a class that can't heal, like Rogue, you can be really precise. So you can say, okay, they can't heal. I have a silence in hand. I see that I can't. I can set up the win here, guaranteed on turn 7. So, like for example, I had a game where I traded into Miscreant, and it wasn't really that valuable of a Miscreant trade, but I was thinking one, they could taunt it, they could evolve Lackey, and I had all the damage I needed to kill them on turn 7, but there was no way I could kill them on turn 6, and this was turn 5. So I thought, okay, because of that, I'm going to set up the 2-turn lethal and be a little bit safer because I can afford to be. So there's a lot of situations like that where, so classes that can't heal, it's a lot easier to be precise. It gets a little more difficult with classes that can heal. So if you're playing against a priest, sometimes you trade because you don't want them to get apotheosis off. If you're playing against a demon hunter, it can be tough where they can all of a sudden go weapon lifesteal. But you might also say, okay, what's the maximum I think they can heal here? Stuff like that. But it can be tough sometimes with a demon hunter. Sometimes you say, okay, I'm going to play around 3 lifesteal. Or if they equip weapon and hero power but don't have a twin slice. Or I really can't play around lifesteal at all. Or I'm so ahead here that I think I'm going to play around ridiculous lifesteal because I think I win. So you have to make that distinction. You have to make that choice of, do I think I can win on turn 11? Do I think I have to win next turn? Like, you need to be thinking about that kind of stuff. And that's really guiding a lot of my trades and plays where I'm looking to see, okay, what is the opponent's minion doing? There's also situations where there are must-remove minions. So I was playing against a mage, and I wanted to go hero power on 3. I had a Serpentine portal, but I wanted to go coin Doomhammer on 4. So I couldn't go the Serpentine portal because I would be overloaded. But then, and I had a Surging Tempest and a Cage Match Custodian. And it's generally really good to go Serpentine portal on 3, especially off coin, because it overloads you, but we have no 4-mana cards anyways, so it tends to be a really good turn 3 play. My opponent was a mage and played the 2/5 elemental. I can't remember its name, but that whenever you play 3 spells, they're playing small spell mage, make a 5/5. That's a must-remove minion. So I wanted to go the Doomhammer, but I had to change my plan because that was a must-remove minion. So I killed that with a Serpentine portal and my Surging Tempest that got an additional 1 attack. So that's a lot. I think one of the second main skills of this deck is knowing when to trade, when to go face. So I like a lot of times I'm trading. Okay, I have all the damage I need for the lethal, and I know they can't kill me. So let's say they're like a zoo deck. They have, it's a tough match, it's a close match, and they have 10 damage on board, and I have 15 health. I might just go for the 2-turn lethal because even with a Soulfire, they can't kill me there. So they would need 2 things like a Wicked Whispers and a Soulfire, which is difficult to have. And then I could set up the 2-turn lethal. There's spots like that. So I might be trading initially because I know if I just leave a Flame Imp, for example, on turn 1 for turns, that's how they win really easily. So especially now, Zoo gets a little tougher because you often get thrown off because people are running the Minari Masher right now, and that card's quite good against us because they can heal while getting more attack. So all of a sudden, 1, we're taking more damage, and 2, it throws off our lethal. But sometimes Zoo actually hurts themselves. So they'll be in a spot where they'll think, oh, I can't afford. They think I can't afford to play around a bunch of damage, and they'll tap or they'll use a Raised Dead or a Flame Imp. So there's kind of an advantage of you can make the game go long, they will hurt themselves over time. So there's that kind of dynamic. So that's a lot of the stuff I'm thinking about when I decide to trade or I decide to go face. That's the basics of this deck. I think those are the two main skills. You play. There's still elements of tempo in this game, but there's that constant element of sort of planning out a game. And what resources do I need? How much damage do I need to face? Do I think I can get someone with board? There's a lot of these questions. Do I think they're going to heal? So I'm thinking about when I'm playing this deck. So it's not just this like YOLO face deck. There's some YOLO face moments, and they're fun. But I think you really have to be just thinking about like, what am I actually trying to do here? How am I actually trying to win? What turn am I trying to win? So I'll go over some brief Mulligan information on this deck. So here we have our deck, and you can see some of the top cards in general: Surging Tempest, Cage Max Custodian, Serpent's Portal. I'd say these two are pretty much an always keep. A lot of times I throw away Serpent's Portal away. It tends to be really good going first, because you play it on 3 and it gets you a minion. Lightning Bloom is a keep in a lot of matchups as well. Especially if you like a matchup where getting a powerful 5-drop real fast. So for example, I will even keep something like Inara sometimes, even though it says keep her a lot. I don't think I would usually keep her, but if I had a Lightning Bloom or was on coin especially, so we can see on coin, let's see if there's a big difference in general. So it doesn't seem like there is, but if you get like an Inara real fast against certain matchups, they just won't be able to answer, and you can just roll over your opponent. But generally, so like I think Diligent Note Taker is a trap. I've been throwing it away. It's not something we really like. We don't really like playing it on 2 because we don't really get like the spell value. The only exception is sometimes we'll do these chain Lightning Bloom plays where we'll use a whole bunch of Lightning Blooms, overload with Diligent Note Takers. So an example might be like we go Diligent Note Taker, Lightning Bloom, coin, 3-drop, and we just accept that we're really overloaded next turn, or Serpent's Portal, or coin Doomhammer. Doomhammer is generally not a keep. I think it's a turn 5 play, and we already have the Cage Max Custodian, so we can usually get it, or at least Inara. So I think we generally don't want it. There are very few situations where I actually have kept Cumulio because I want to go a fast turn 5. So let's say, for example, I had like 2 Lightning Blooms in hand and Cumulio by starting. That would be like a lot of matchups really good where I could just play this on turn 1 or turn 2 and get a lot of chip damage in. Like a 5/5 unanswered might be able to do 10 or 15 damage before it finally gets answered if it gets put down really fast. And that's kind of like the power. But in general, we'd rather just have an R in that situation. But Cumulio might be good enough in that spot. So yeah, that's the generals, the Mulligans. I'm generally keeping Sludge Slurper with a few exceptions of like I'm planning on playing a turn 2 play that I need 2 mana. There are exceptions, or if I'm playing a Demon Hunter, I think I would rather have other things. Let's see. Yeah, you can see Demon Hunter really bad. They just have too much of that natural play. I'm guessing against Rogue it would probably be pretty bad too. Yeah, I'm guessing on coin it's probably worse. Yeah, you can see it's really bad on coin. Going first, it's decent because they can't do that fast hero power to trade it off. So I think a lot of times, a lot of other matchups you probably keep Sludge Slurper, but those matchups are pretty bad. But yeah, so that's like the general. So your general is keep Cage Match, keep Surging. I'd say if you have one of these and you're like looking to kind of curve out, you might keep Serpent's Time, but I don't think I would keep it if I didn't have one of those already. Sludge Slurper you generally keep, but think about do they have like what am I setting up? Does the overload affect me? Do they have a really natural play to kill it off, like a rogue or a druid or a demon hunter hero power? because that can just wreck the Sludge Slurper, and the overload matters. So you've basically spent 2 mana to deal 2 damage to your opponent and get a lackey in some situations, which is pretty bad. We'd rather have better cards. So that's kind of what you generally want. I've kept Diligent Notekeeper in certain situations. I think if I have like a Lightning Bloom, but in general, I think you throw it away. So yeah, that's the general gist of the mulligans on this deck. So hope you find that useful. If you're trying, like I said, think about your plan of your hand, what you're likely to do, where you're likely to be overloaded, how that relates to your plan, what are my opponents likely to do. Those kind of things will help you with your mulligan. So anyways, I hope that was helpful. I got some games for you guys. Enjoy. I think I don't even keep this because I just want to go this on turn 2. I think that's a winning play. Yep.
Your wish is my suggestion.
No, you don't get Mega Windfury. OP weapon? Not really. It kind of shows you what weapons are their fundamental weaknesses. One, weapons aren't instant. And that's... do they have Eviscerate here? God damn. The exact freaking worst combo. Oh, Sludge Slurper's nice here. This gives us... Which one do I evolve here? I think I do this one. So yeah, we have enough damage from hand to kill them. Just like even with only one weapon, it's just gonna take forever. So it's like who can win first here, you know? They're gonna trade here. They're gonna go face. Dude, trading feels bad for them. Feels good for us. I think I trade. So let's see. What's our likely plays? Next turn we go like something like Serpentine Portal, Surging, or this. So we're doing. Let's see. I want to see if we always win it. So we can do 12 damage in 3 turns with this. This is 6. That's... No, we could do... Yeah. So if we do 10, we do 16. That's 21. That's 24. So we can still get to 24 damage with the trade in 3 turns. So this is 10, 16, 21, 24. Yeah. So I think it's valuable to trade here because it doesn't slow down our lethal. Because we're going for lethal in not next turn, but the turn after that, and we're not stopped at all. So yeah. Well, so trading can be bad if you're gonna deny yourself a lethal there, because so I calculate the damage and I know it's very unlikely I win in 2 turns here, and it's very likely I win in 3 turns, so that's kind of the logic there. If they got a taunt in the way, we could go Diligent Note Taker plus Serpentine Portal, and then go Serpentine Portal Lava Burst the next turn. Yeah, so you have to do like the risk reward, and you have to look at like, okay, like how, yeah. So, but yeah, I'm trying to win. Um, This is not really aggro shaman, it's enhancement shaman. Okay. You think they, I feel like they're not lethaling us here. Like, they have to kill us next turn, and I don't think they are going to. Maybe I'm wrong here. This is awkward. We have lethal top decks here. Let's see if we ever hit one. Torrent is really lucky here. Oh, wait a minute. I just have lethal. I'm an idiot. In case I get some sort of bull crap. Yeah. They had to get a taunt in the way to delay the lethal there. A greedy, so we can go coin, diligent, note taker, lightning bloom, serpentine portal, surging tempest here, and just get like ridiculous board. We overload for 5, but then the next turn we'd like basically get a lot of free mana here. Don't know one drop. I could actually wait a turn now. I can go diligent note taker, lightning bloom, coin, cumulo maximus. I just want to see if like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is dumb. I just felt like I'd like to kill one of their things here with this. So, yeah, they waited a turn. That was weird. Weird line. Okay, here's the... Oh, you guys ready for this? Oh my god, you guys ready for this?
Could you repeat that? I'll write that down. Could you repeat that? I'll write that down.
I want to go... I could do the... That seemed good. And we were overloaded for 6 next turn. But...
Don't distract me.
Good little face, yeah.
Distract me.
Their life total is really important, so...
A little agony goes a long way.
They have a Soulfire here? Oh, Broom. Rough. That sucks. We're fine, though. Nice. 3-3 here. I could go Revolve here, which is interesting. I can trade on this. But I think I'd just rather go Primordial Studies here. Maybe Violet Warden is better. Like, I could use the value. We go... Actually, I could just... Okay, I think I just go... This... I can play this, like, just as, like, a big minion on board next turn. Oh, wait, okay, Ooh, Earthquake is, like, I can use it to delay if, like, they somehow pull off a miracle here. Bloodlust I don't think is actually what we want here. So I could go, like, Violet Warden into Doomhammer Rockbiter Weapon. But I also can just go... So this is interesting of which one do I think I'm going to go this one. I have reasons, but like the biggest reason here to do this is if they pull off some miracle, I can go Earthquake next turn. But if they like... So... If they tap here, I can go Doomhammer through their weapon, their taunt here. So they have to get another taunt in the way. Trading is a sign of weakness. Ah, that's unfortunate. I think this is the winning line. I can hit through a taunt. They can't heal with this on board.
There is so much untapped power in this world. No, don't. It's still good.
You have to be a regular and you go exclamation point SR.
Taste my steel, taste my
I'm keeping both of these right. Dude, how do we always top deck Doomhammer in these spots? It's disgusting. Yeah, play some Enhancement Shaman. I could play this like while eating. Dude, am I getting flame warded? Ugh. I don't know about this. I could have just waited there. Like, yeah, I think it's heavy. And it's a thing of like there are other cards. You could do two. It's two's fine too.
Taste my sting.
Yeah, they have the Frostbolt face for a lot of turns. We can set up 2-turn lethal here. Ooh, unlucky. Dude, I love the guys, dude. A whirlwind of flavor. A whirlwind of flavor.
Could you repeat that?
Taste my sting. Taste my
Write that
sting.
down.
A whirlwind of flavor.
True mastery takes dedication.
Guys, where is she? Remember I saying how bad Cyclomage is? You can see here. This is evidence. This is with freaking 2 mana to spare here, guys.
Taste my sting. You don't pick the one, silly.
I mean, the devolving missile didn't even work. Like, wouldn't it wasn't end up didn't end up even really being relevant. Do I go the Doomhammer or do I go the Coolio here? Might be Coolio, but actually it's probably just Doomhammer. Oh, Inara, that's the play now. They can't answer this. It's insane. Dude, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, guys. Healing totem? Yes. Dude, the sticky fingers, we don't even lose the sticky fingers here. We could just do another Doomhammer.
Could you repeat that?
Wow.
I'll write that down.
The only lows are attack by like barely anything, really.
Could you repeat that?
Taste my stick. Taste my stick.
This deck is so violent. Welcome to Hearthstone. Guys, I'm looking for a non-violent deck. We were losing because we were playing against lots of warriors early in the stream. And we haven't been playing warriors, so I thought I'd queue this up. And we're doing well. We're about to win 2 games in a row. Out of 2. The sausages were good. This works without Doomhammer too. I mean, you need the Doomhammer. Like, you only have one Inara. Or you mean Storm Strike? Yeah. Do they have a clear here? Oh, wow. That's funny. That's game. Dude, 4 attack minions, the bane of priest. Just play priest. Yeah, dude, priest is just like torturing your opponent until they could kill themselves.